What a time to be alive. What a time to have caught up to Boku no Hero no Pico no Academia. Oh, these recent chapters, man, holy shit. Anyway, this will be a follow-up video to one I made a couple months ago where I discussed My Hero Academia, basically my thoughts on the series from the beginning to the Stain arc. And today I'll be giving my thoughts on the rest of the series up until the most recent chapter, 157. I will be going into spoilers, so if you are not caught up with this series, then I recommend not watching this. So the first thing that happened, and it's what the second season of the anime ended with, was the test that the students had where they had to fight their teachers. Now this was a pretty great arc. It looked amazing in the anime. We got to see Midoriya and Bakugo working together, so that was great fun. We also learned that Miss Gravity Rush has a crush on Midoriya, my boy. Which isn't really surprising, because who wouldn't have a crush on it? Talk a bit about that more later though, because next up, we had quite the thing. So the summer break starts and the students go off to this training camp in the woods where they meet some other heroes, and their goal is to strengthen their quirks so they can take an exam to get a provisional license so they can do hero work. But of course things don't go as planned once the League of Villains shows up. Now at this point I was kind of worried that My Hero Academia would become a bit formulaic. You know, the students would be doing something involving school, then the villains would show up, Midoriya would get injured, and then the heroes come in to save the day. Holy shit, I could not have been more wrong. Now Midoriya does get injured. He fights that big muscle villain dude, and he is able to beat him by going past his limit on All for One, but he went a bit too far, and then he's just pretty much out for the count. And a bunch of other students, I'm pretty sure most of the students, get severely injured. And they really don't get saved by anyone. The villains, while a few of them are defeated, they eventually retreat, because their main goal of this invasion was to kidnap Bakugo. And I was a little worried here too, because I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna kidnap Bakugo. I swear to god if he goes Sasuke and turns evil. I swear to god. But no, I thought that would be out of Bakugo's character, and I was right, because as soon as they offer him to join the League of Villains, he just shuts them down, calls them pieces of shit. Oh, beautiful. So that arc did not end the way I thought it would. It was honestly really refreshing to see, and really fucking good. Then we have the arc that follows, which is sort of the, you know, Bakugo retrieval mission. You know, I thought Midoriya and the squad would break the rules. They would go in and try to get Bakugo themselves, which is sort of what happens, but not in the way I was expecting. Like, they basically just go to the supposed hideout of the League of Villains just to scout it out. They weren't really planning on doing anything. But all of a sudden, the pro heroes are like, yeah, we were planning this invasion all along, let's fucking go. All Might just smashes through the wall. They're capturing all the villains, beating the shit out of all of them. It was awesome. But then, we actually get to see One for All, as in the leader of the League of Villains, you know, Shigaraki's mentor, the person who had previously killed All Might's mentor. Honestly, I wasn't expecting All for One versus All Might until like chapter 500 or some shit. Like, that was crazy. I could not believe they were doing it right then, right there. And I was also surprised that he just goes down. All Might uses his, you know, United States of Smash, completely destroys One for All. I thought for the longest time that they were building him up to be, you know, like the main villain, but it really seems like now that it's going to be Shigaraki. One for All is just passing the torch on to his successor. And that's it, One for All is out for the count now. It's possible that he'll escape from prison later, but it really doesn't seem like it's going to be happening anytime soon. Unfortunately though, like I said, it's sort of a parallel, because All Might can no longer use his power. By defeating All for One, that's it. He can't use his power anymore. He can't maintain his muscle form. And because this was a very public fight, he was basically forced to retire as the symbol of peace. And this whole shit was ridiculous. Like, I was not expecting like so many crazy things to be happening so early on in the series. So Midoriya and his friends are able to get Bakugo back. The villains retreat and they sort of scatter, trying to make themselves scarce. And yeah, man, pretty crazy. It was only a short arc too, but it was very heavy. So anyway, next up we get a bit more of a lighthearted couple of chapters. The students move into dorms. We get the room tour, which is probably the best part of the series so far. Mineta is obviously the best character in the manga. You really can't argue against that. So because of the whole League of Villains debacle, the students are on catch-up now. They gotta train their quirks super hard to get them ready in time for the provisional license exam. And I forgot to mention this, but after the fight in the woods with Muscle Dude, Midoriya's arms are fucked. They're way more fucked than they used to be. And I said in my last video, you know, I like how he sustains permanent damage as like a reminder, you know, you gotta be careful. This time, basically, if he does anything else to his arm, it could become permanently paralyzed. And I'm thinking to myself, how is this guy going to work around this? I mean, that's his power. He punches people. Oh, but my god, oh, and this was beautiful. He decides, you know what? Fuck punching. I'm just gonna kick people from now on. He gets a costume redesign. Now he just uses his legs to fight. That was so fucking awesome. So they go do the exam, which is a pretty fun arc. But it was really surprising to see that the only two members of Class 1A who didn't pass were the strongest members, Bakugo and Todoroki, which is just another way that this manga shakes things up from the norm. You know, the most powerful characters, the main characters, they don't win all the time. That's what I love about this. But some shady shit was going on behind the scenes because Toga, the crazy bitch from the League of Villains, her power is that when she drinks someone's blood, she can shapeshift into them. So she actually disguised herself as one of the other students from another school and was able to obtain Midoriya's blood. Uh-oh. That's probably a good time to touch on Araraka's crush on Midoriya. Now, a lot of times in shonen battle manga, the romance is just shit. Like, it either doesn't belong there, you know, it's out of place, it's forced. Here, it doesn't really feel like that at all, and it feels pretty natural. I mean, Midoriya's still a fucking idiot for not being able to piece things together. But anyway, during the exams, Araraka's performance is actually affected because, you know, she's worried about Midoriya the entire time. And, you know, she gets jealous when the girl Toga is pretending to be is talking to him all the time. And this is when she decides she's going to, for the time being, suppress her feelings about Midoriya because there's more important shit to do, which I like, I respect that. And since then there hasn't really been any more development there, but it hasn't felt out of place yet, and I am quite eager to see Midoriya going for that Detroit smash. Anyway, next up we move on to the current, and I believe at this point the most longest arc, the hero internships. The school decides, you know what, we usually let the older kids do internships, but you know, because things are so crazy, let's give these first years some more experience. This is when they introduce us to the 3 top students in UA who sort of introduce all the kids to the concept of the internships. The most notable one being Vault Boy, the school's #1 student. His quirk is ridiculous. He can pass through walls, he can pass through people, like he can control which part of his body passes through what. So yeah, it's quite ridiculous. But anyway, he actually has an internship with this dude named Night Eye. Now, Night Eye actually for a while was All Might's sidekick. And this opens up a whole new area of the story that was so fascinating to explore. So Midoriya actually does end up getting an internship with Night Eye as well. And this is when he learns that Night Eye isn't very keen on him. Because Night Eye was actually hoping that Vault Boy would become All Might's successor. That's who he was recommending All Might to make his successor instead of Midoriya. So he got super pissed when All Might decided to choose Midoriya instead without ever even meeting Vault Boy. And why is Night Eye so worried about who his successor is? Well, Night Eye's quirk is that he can see the future. If he touches someone, he can look into their future. And when he looked into All Might's future about 6 years ago, he saw that in 6 to 7 years' time, All Might would die at the hands of a villain. And his predictions have never been wrong. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if All Might kicks the bucket anytime soon. You know, I sort of figured from the start that that might eventually happen, but we'll just have to see where that goes. God, so much crazy shit happens. Then the Mafia comes in, the Yakuza, we got Overhaul, man. Overhaul. This dude can blow people up. He can disassemble and reassemble anything. You know, he just touches that one dude from the League of Villains, pop, he's just gone. You know, he joins forces with the League of Villains. You got Aries, this little girl that they're experimenting on. They're using her blood and tissue or whatever to make this serum that can remove people's quirks. And now, right now in the manga, they're invading this place. You know, they got all of the students who are interns and a bunch of pro heroes. They're trying to rescue this little girl, not only because, you know, she's a little girl being abused, but also she's the source of this weapon that the villains are using to take away quirks. So a bunch of shit happened. Recently, in the past couple chapters, Night Eye actually dies, which is pretty nuts, because I'm pretty sure he's the first hero to die in the series. Although we're putting an asterisk there because of what happened recently. It's also worth mentioning that Vault Boy gets shot with the quirk remover gun, and now it seems like UA's #1 student will have to retire from heroics. It's what it seems like anyway. Because in the recent chapters, like the ones that just came out, we learn about Aries Quirk. She can rewind people. Not like rewind time, but if she touches someone, she can rewind their physical body. So we see Midoriya break his leg, and because she is there, his leg is fine. You know, Crazy Diamond type shit. Except it's a lot more powerful than Crazy Diamond, and she doesn't seem to have much control over it. So right where we left off, the part I just read, Midoriya with Eri is about to use his fucking one-for-all 100% United States of Smash whatever, and fight Overhaul. He's thinking, yeah, I'm probably going to fuck myself up for life, but if she's here, then maybe maybe she can reverse the effects on my body. And that's a huge fucking cliffhanger. I gotta wait weekly now, Jesus Christ. But I'm so interested to see what's gonna happen with Aries now, because in theory she should be able to restore Vault Boy's quirk, and she may even be able to bring Night Eye back to life. Now I'm not sure if her quirk is that powerful, if she can bring the dead back to life, but I wouldn't really be surprised. But that leaves the question, like, what's gonna happen with her? Because, you know, she can cause some serious plot problems if she's just there all the time. You know, like, no one would ever have to die. The whole thing with removing the quirks, that would be pointless now. So something really needs to happen to balance this, and I'm sure it will, because, man, holy shit, this series is amazing. Easily one of the best shonen battle manga I have ever read. It's way better than Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, all those series. The story is just so interesting. They're always changing stuff up. Crazy stuff is happening so often. And I love the characters. All the students are great, and I love to see them grow and develop. Like, the character development, I haven't even touched the stuff with Bakugo and Midoriya. Like, the development is just so good. Now, we can't really tell if it's going to stay as good forever, but man, we're like 15, 16 volumes in. This shit has been non-stop fire. I absolutely love this series. I'm definitely going to be making more videos on it. I probably won't be doing chapter reviews unless something really crazy happens. But this is definitely a series I can foresee myself following for quite a long time. R.I.P. my boy Night Eye. Hope you get revived. Gone too soon, man. So there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching. You can leave your thoughts on My Hero Academia in the comments below, and I will see you all in my next video.